University. News for the campus community and all of Delaware County. This is Newslink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to Newslink Indiana. I'm Jager Burbank.
And I'm Allison Berger. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday night. Potholes in road construction often cause problems for people driving around Muncie, but now there may be some new reasons for detours. Kelsey Baker is live in Muncie with more information on what could cause backups.
It's a sight that may seem familiar to some. Getting stopped because of an oncoming train can be time-consuming, but for the rest of this week, you might be stopped at a train crossing with no train at all. The Muncie Board of Public Works has been proposed a closing of 8 streets for railroad crossing repairs. At this morning's City Hall meeting, one of those was approved. Tillotson Avenue near McDonald's will be closed for up to 9 days with restrictions.
They will have work done on time. They did assure us that. They said something like that's plenty of window to get that done.
The other 7 crossings have been approved on the condition that they are completed before the Tillotson project can be started. The work on Tillotson is set to start on April 28th. A few
penalties came up, and Linda and I discussed that, and that would probably fall on that you as a board would like to pursue that if something happens.
It's full speed ahead for the crossing repairs and street closures, leaving motorists stopped in their tracks.
If you want to voice your opinion on the multiple road closings, you can attend the Board of Works meeting next Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Muncie is back to working out as Planet Fitness opened last Thursday. Many people have already signed up for membership. Jessica Knox has tips for a healthy workout routine.
With the summer season coming up, it's important to remember to practice healthy workout habits. Employees of the new Planet Fitness often find customers eager to work out, yet not knowing how. A big problem is proper hydration. Fitness instructor Aaron Klein explains.
You can't build muscle unless the muscle has water in which to grow. So, especially if you're exerting yourself, it's very important to stay hydrated, especially in the summer months. But even just day-to-day life, it's also key.
Manager Melanie Dawn shares why people turn to Planet Fitness for help.
And that's exactly what we provide. People can come in, they can be who they are, and they can go after their fitness goals. Because it's really what we do is all about them.
People must also have the right amount of excitement when starting a workout routine.
Measured enthusiasm would be the best quality to have. An over-enthusiasm, which leads to over-training, would be a big detriment.
It's important to remember not to overexert yourself in the beginning. That way you can reach your goals. In Muncie, Jessica Knox, Newslink, Indiana.
To find out more about Planet Fitness, you can visit their website at www.planetfitness.com. Well, Allison, I know I've been very thankful for this warmer weather. I've been able to bike to campus for the last 3 days. It's just been gorgeous.
It's been so nice wearing shorts again. Let's see if the weather will stay as mild as it has been. Kelsey Burr, what's it looking like?
Thanks, guys. You have some good news. The warm weather is here to stay for just a little bit longer, but right now it's currently 55 degrees with winds coming out of the east-northeast at 5 miles per hour, and it feels like 55 degrees, so it's good that that wind isn't making the temperature any colder. Now, looking at our U.S. radar right now, as you can see, there's no precipitation around Muncie or even around the whole state of Indiana. But off in the distance, rain is coming our way. I'll have more details on when that's coming up later. So in my full weather forecast, we can expect some sunny skies. I'll tell you when the rain is returning, and I'll have my full 7-day outlook. Back to you guys.
A former Ball State student who has been denied her request for her transcript will be confronting the university in court. Jordan Irons enrolled in the fall of 2011, but withdrew the following spring. Ball State is denying the release of her transcript due to an unpaid tuition. The university appealed a Lake County judge's order to give up her transcript, but it was dismissed in the Indiana Court of Appeals. Ball State will now ask the Supreme Court to review the case.
The search for the next president of Ball State has been narrowed down to 5 finalists. The search committee met this morning at the Hilton Hotel in O'Hare International Airport in Chicago. The head of the Presidential Search Committee and Board of Trustees member, Wayne S. Topinall, said the committee will provide more information after they conclude today's round of interviews. Cardinal Connection was inaugurated today at the new executive board for Ball State Student Government. Newslink Indiana's Jason Poor has more on the group and what to expect.
The last SGA meeting of the semester was held here in Cardinal Hall today. Awards were given out to graduating and current members, but most importantly, the new executive board was finally set to lead the Ball State student body.
The new Vice President Carly Hendershot says she is ready to make an impact at Ball State and in the Muncie community.
We are excited to start the food pantry on campus. That's one of our platform points that we're already thinking about, is trying to figure out how we're going to implement this, where we're going to do it, which is going to be the Multicultural Center, we've decided.
Along with providing these opportunities for the students, the board says one major focus is making sure students are represented. One hot topic on campus now is the new master plan showing massive changes to the university. President Nick Wilkie says they will do everything they can to be involved as the changes start rolling in.
We're hoping to leave a lasting impact on you so that 15, 20 years from now you can say, Cardinal Connection SGA helped me out. And you can be appreciative of what we've done, whether that's if we help someone who's hungry, have food for the food pantry or something like that. We just want you to remember us 15 years from now being like, they changed my life for the better.
The new executive board says they want to hear every student opinion possible. They can be found in the Student Center in room 112, and they can also be reached via email. It's sga@bsu.edu. In Muncie, Jason Poor, Newslink, Indiana.
If you want to know more about Cardinal Connection, you can go to their website at bsucardinalconnection.com.
This week before finals is certainly stressful for college students, but this week Ball State has your back, literally. The recreation services and peer health educators are offering events this week as an outlet in the final stretch. Tonight in the Recreation Center, students had the chance to relieve stress through a bungee run, an obstacle course, a wrecking ball, and human hamster balls. Students also were able to unleash their inner child in forms of entertainment by playing with sand and coloring books. Free massages were also available to students. For more information on future events this week and for health tips, go to facebook.com and search BSU Health Education.
U.S. troops landed for a military exercise in Poland. Find out why after the break.
And the sound of bulldozers could be heard throughout downtown today. What's going up, coming up.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
I don't know what's happening. Start a new chat. What did I do? Okay. Wow. That is so weird.
Hey! Hi!
Oh my gosh. Hi! God, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so nervous. Gia, you're so big. Come closer to the camera. Wait, now you're in my face. That was so good.
Enroll today. That's what we're here together to say. Enroll today. Take care of people for goodness sake.
There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat.
Now you can get covered and still
buy me treats.
enroll.
The new world of healthcare is here to stay. Do something for those who care about you. Enroll today.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
This is Newslink Indiana.
As the crisis in the Ukraine unfolds, the U.S. is reacting both diplomatically and with military intervention.
Joe Biden said Ukraine is on the verge of being torn apart. Drew Bogues joins us now with the U.S. response.
In recent weeks, pro-Russian mutinists have seized administration buildings in at least a dozen towns in the Ukrainian eastern region. The U.S. has called on Moscow to ask pro-Russian gunmen to lay down their weapons and leave public buildings. It has also urged Russia to tone down its economic sanctions to Ukraine. American paratroopers arrived in Poland Wednesday as a part of a 600-strong deployment to Russia's jittery NATO neighbors in Eastern Europe. The act is a clear message to the foreign minister of Moscow, which responded today saying it is ready to react military if interests are attacked in Ukraine. Yesterday, Vice President Joe Biden was in Ukraine, promising the U.S. support for the nation that is amid its crisis. Biden held a joint news conference with Ukrainian's prime minister. He promised financial support, assistance in reducing Ukrainians' dependence on Russian energy sources, and non-lethal aid for security forces.
As you all know well, we have a significant Ukrainian-American population. We stand with you. And it is not just a foreign policy judgment, it is a personal, it's an emotional commitment as well by millions of Americans.
Biden also called to Russia to stop supporting pro-Russian militants and that have seized several government buildings in Ukraine, and of warning additional sanctions if Russia does not heed the warning.
All right, thank you, Drew.
And now for our time to look for our Newslink headlines.
Now time for a look at the headlines from around the area on Ball State's source for the Daily News. The Daily News tomorrow will have a comprehensive look back at Joanne Gora's career, find out what went right and what controversies she has faced. If you think college will be expensive, it really hit home tomorrow in the DN. We'll calculate how long it takes a student to pay for a semester of class while working a minimum wage job. Plus, one Ball State team is #1 in America, but this team does not play on the field or inside an arena. For all these stories and more, from Newslink, WCRD, SportsLink, Ball Bearings, and the Daily News, go to bsudaily.com.
President Obama arrived in Japan today for the first stop of a week-long Asia tour. A joint press conference is set with the Japanese Prime Minister for 11 p.m. tonight, where Obama will likely face many questions about the crisis in the Ukraine. He will also push for the 12-nation Trans-Pacific Partnership to spur trade and boost the U.S. economy. After this first stop in Japan, President Obama will travel to South Korea, Malaysia, and the Philippines.
Now, last month, the city of Muncie and the Arc of Indiana announced plans for a new hotel in downtown Muncie. Newslink Indiana's Andy Wright is live with details on the progress of the project.
Construction has begun on the parking garage here that will be part of the complex of the Marriott Courtyard Hotel that is set to be built in the summer of 2015. It'll also include a training center for disability people along with a hotel. Right by the Horizon Convention Center in Muncie, a work site has been marked on Seymour Street in downtown for the foundation of the Muncie Marriott Courtyard Hotel. It will soon train more than 200 people every year who have disabilities. Muncie Mayor Dennis Tyler says the center will be invaluable for these people.
Until we actually see it, I'm not sure we can even put it into words, but if you've ever had the opportunity to visit a facility such as Cannon Industries out here at Hillcroft Center and see people with disabilities working, it's hard to put it into words.
Larry Markle, the director of disability services at Ball State, said that the training center will help people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, but it will not serve Ball State students who have disabilities.
All the students with disabilities at Ball State had to meet the same admission standards to get in as everybody else did. So there is a difference between the types of students that would be at college, that would be at a place like Ball State, and the individuals with disabilities that would be served by an agency like the Arc of Indiana.
Now, Markle said that people with disabilities that are trained in the hotel center will not get the same jobs as Ball State students who have disabilities. In fact, those students are more likely to get careers in the majors that they study in while at school. So the training center will mostly be for those people with disabilities who do not have a college education. Live in Muncie, Andy Wright, Newslink, Indiana.
The hotel, along with the training center, is expected to be complete in the summer of 2015.
Well, we've had a beautiful sunny week, but is the sun here to stay for the weekend? Your Newslink forecast is next.
And could the Cards beat the nationally ranked Hoosiers on the baseball diamond? That's ahead in sports.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is
it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
This is Newslink, Indiana.
Well, Jacob, it finally feels like summer, and thank goodness.
I know I'm starting to get ready for some cookouts, but hopefully it's not going to rain out on us. Kelsey, please tell us that it's not going to rain on it.
Well, we have a little time before the rain's going to hit, but it's coming. But right now, as another update, we are still at 55 degrees with winds out of the east-northeast at 5 miles per hour. Now, looking at our satellite radar, as you can see, there's rain in the west coming our way, but we have a few days, like I said. Now, looking at current temperatures from around the area, it's really nice in the west or in the south right now. 85 in Phoenix, 83 in Dallas. And as we move closer into Indiana, those temperatures are obviously way lower. 55 in Indianapolis, 57 in Bloomington and Terre Haute, 56 in Lafayette, and 55 here in Muncie. Now, as we look at our almanac from today we had a high of 58 degrees with a low of 43. Our average for about this time of year is 65 degrees with a low of 44, so we're not too far off that. And we set a record of 84 degrees in 1985. Just the year later, low of 20. Glad it's not that right now. Now, looking at our Newslink Precision Cast, clouds are moving into Indiana. We will have those partly sunny, partly cloudy skies throughout this week. But like I said, the rain not hitting yet. Now, as we move closer into the weekend, those clouds will still be there. But tonight, low of 43 degrees with winds out of the east at 8 miles per hour with those cloudy skies. Tomorrow, it will be warmer with a high of 66 degrees, winds out of the southeast 20 to 30 miles per hour. And as we look at our 7-day forecast, it'll be much nicer at the beginning of the week. And we will see partly sunny skies, like I said, with highs of 60 and 69 and 69 again on Saturday, 65 on Sunday. Showers starting in the early beginnings of the other week. Monday, chance of thunderstorms with a high of 62. Tuesday, there will also be showers with a chance of thunderstorms at 60. And Wednesday, a little cooler, 56 degrees, but there will be no rain on that day.
All right, thank you very much, Kelsey.
Looks like it's going to be warm.
We'll be right back with Newslink Indiana.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
This is Newslink Indiana.
Hey, welcome back to Newslink Indiana. I'm Robert Connett with sports. We start tonight on the baseball diamond as Ball State baseball just finished action tonight in Bloomington as they were taking on the nationally ranked Indiana Hoosiers. Unfortunately, a big sixth inning for IU as they scored 9 runs in the sixth to defeat Ball State by a score of 10-1. The Cardinals now 27-14 on the season with the loss. They'll get back into conference action as they'll play at Central Michigan this weekend for a battle for first place in the MAC West Division. Now from the field to the court, the volleyball court, also in action tonight, a battle of nationally ranked teams as the Ball State men's volleyball team currently taking on the Lewis Flyers in the semifinals of the MIVA tournament. The last 3 times these teams have met in the conference tournament, Ball State has won all 3 matches, but number 11 Lewis, who beat the number 13 Cardinals earlier this year in the regular season, is no easy task as they led the MIVA with 5 all-conference selections. Now an update from Romeoville, Illinois, currently in the 3rd set. Ball State actually leading Lewis by a score of 18-14 with the match tied at 1 as Ball State took the first set 25-23, Lewis taking the second set. You can listen to the match with our radio partner 91.3 FM WCRD and online at WCRD.net. Switching from the volleyball court to the tennis court. Ball State men's tennis team preparing for the Mid-American Conference Tournament, which will be right here in Muncie this weekend. Now, Ball State will be the 3 seed as they finish the regular season with a 12-11 overall record and a 2-2 record in the MAC. Their opponent on Friday afternoon will be the number 2 Toledo Rockets with the match starting at 2 p.m. Now, this is not your typical Mid-American Conference tournament as only 5 schools in the MAC have a men's tennis team. So there are only 2 rounds, the semifinals and the championship. Now, if Ball State beats Toledo on Friday, the Cards will play either number 1 Northern Illinois or number 4 Buffalo in Saturday's championship. The matches will be played at the Cardinal Creek Tennis Center. And finally tonight, Chicago baseball fans made their way to Wrigley Field earlier today to help celebrate the stadium's 100th anniversary. The iconic field opened its doors at Weigman Park back in 1914. It was renamed Wrigley Field in 1926. It's the 2nd oldest MLB park in the nation, only behind Boston's Fenway Park that opened back in 1912. Now today the Cubs played in retro uniforms that represented the same design they wore 100 years ago as they took on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Unfortunately, it was not a happy birthday as Chicago gave up 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning to end up losing 7-5. And also, guys, also on the national note, the NFL released their 2014 schedule just an hour ago. Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts will be taking on Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos on Sunday Night Football to open up the season.
Thanks, Rob. There'll be a party on the east side of campus open to Ball State students.
And a bluegrass country band is making its way to Ball State. Find out who it is coming up next in Newslink Entertainment.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
I was not reading that slow whatsoever.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. It's like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Indiana.
Welcome back to Newslink Indiana. I'm Jake Adrianson with your entertainment news. The lawn outside Ball State's Neuer Dormitory will be hosting the 3rd annual Eastside Bash tomorrow from 5 to 9 p.m. While the event started as a small end-of-the-year celebration, organizers say they're expecting a huge turnout this year. Right now, this tent is the only visible sign of the residence hall's preparation for tomorrow's big event. But much has gone on behind the scenes, and the planning committee is confident they'll be ready. Freshman Lauren Doherty is part of that committee and has put in a lot of work to make sure everything runs smoothly.
Eastside Bash is this great party that we have on this side of campus for all of campus. We invite students to come and enjoy food, games, and inflatables from 5 to 9 this Thursday, and it's going to be a great party. This is my first year, and in the past I know that every year we try to increase our numbers. So last year we had about 1,200, this year we shot for 1,500. When this started about 3 or 4 years ago, we had 80 students come, so we're really shooting high this year. It's going to take place right here on the lawn between Neuer and Stu, and then from Park to Kinghorn. There will be inflatables out here. The food will be right here at this tent. All the games are going to be by Park. Box City will be by Park. There will be DJ and all the registration tables up by Neuer. It's going to take place right here on this lawn.
With all of the effort put forth, tomorrow's Eastside Bash looks to be the biggest yet. Soon, these open spaces will be filled with celebration. Now, while the opportunity to pre-register has passed, students are still encouraged to show up tomorrow anytime between 5 and 9. Thanks to funding from the Residence Hall Association, the event is still free to all students. Also taking place on campus tomorrow is a performance by the Boxcars. This 5-man band will be playing modern traditional bluegrass in Pruis Hall at 7:30. The group, which has won 2 consecutive IBMA Instrumental Group of the Year awards, have shared the stage with most of the top names in bluegrass. Ticket prices at the door will be $24 for adults, $5 for kids, and $10 for Ball State students. That's all for your Newslink Entertainment. I'm Jake Adrianson. Back to the desk.
All right, Kelsey, how about a final look at weather?
Well, like I said, we'll have those partly sunny skies pretty much all week, so this weekend would be a good time to get outside and ride your bike, Jacob.
Well, that's all for tonight for Newslink Indiana. For Rob Connett, I'm Jacob Burbank. Thank you for joining us this semester, and make sure to join us next semester.
And for Kelsey Burr, I'm Allison Berger. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest news. Enjoy your summer.